Hi, you guys. This week you're going to be learning how to find points of intersections with a linear equation and a quadratic equation. And so I'm going to take you through these three examples on how to get your solutions. Remember that you can always have one solution, no solutions, or two solutions. So on this first one, I take my quadratic equation and my linear equation and I set them equal to each other. Down here, 9 equals x squared plus 9. Well, I'm going to solve for 0, so I'm going to take the 9 and bring it over to the right side. So I subtract 9 and subtract 9. Then I look at what I have. I have 0 equals x squared. Well, with this one, I know I could apply the square root, solving to get my x value. So I'm just going to simply take the square root of x squared and the square root of 0, which gives you 0 equals x. Remember that we learned that whenever you have the square root of a 0, it's going to produce a 1 solution. So my solution is going to be x equals 0. And remember up here at the very top, it says y equals 9. That's going to be your y value. So the place that this quadratic equation and this linear equation are going to meet up or intersect is going to be at 0, 9. And they're not going to intersect. They will just meet up and touch. Let's go through example 2. Y equals negative 5x and y equals x squared minus 3x minus 3. I'm going to take the two equations, set them equal to each other. So I have negative 5x equals x squared minus 3x minus 3. I want everything to be on one side. So I'm going to add 5x to both sides to get 0 equals x squared plus 2x minus 3. Remember, we always got to get into the solving method where we have 0 on one side and then everything on the other side. Well, I look at this and I know that it can be factored. So what I'm going to do is apply factoring, which becomes x plus 3 and x minus 1. So when I set each of those equal to 0, I'm going to get x equals negative 3 and x equals 1. Plug those two numbers each individually to your linear equation up here. You have y equals negative 5x. So I'm going to use that. Y equals negative 5 times negative 3 is positive 15. Then I'm going to use y equals negative 5x again, and I'm going to take x equals 1. Y equals negative 5 times 1 is going to be negative 5. So I could clearly see that there are going to be two solutions, meaning that there's going to be two intersection points. The first one will be negative 3 and 15. That's a coordinate point. And the other coordinate point would be 1 and negative 5. So number 2 has two solutions. Let's go to number 3. Number 3 has your quadratic and your linear, set them equal to each other. This is going to take a little bit more steps because there are two numbers, 5 minus 3x. So I'm going to do it all in one step and bring it over to the left side. So notice how I have the 0 on the right side. So I simplify it and I get negative 3x squared plus 5x minus 4 equals 0. Well, because I could see that my a here is negative 3, I'm going to apply the quadratic formula. That's going to be the easiest method. So if you could look at all the steps that I did, I plugged in the numbers, negative 3, positive 5, and negative 4 into the quadratic formula. And down here, I get 25 minus 48, which is negative 23. Automatically, there's going to be a no solution. So that tells me that this linear equation and this quadratic equation will never meet up, will never intersect. Hope this helps you guys.